All right, we're live. You're up.
Okay. Well, I'll introduce myself. I'm Laura Tuttle, and I am very honored to be on here tonight for our CEO Master Training. And I'll give you just a little short version of my background. I've been with LifeVantage for a little over 9 years now, and I was in the airline business for well over 20 years. Loved what I did, but I hated commuting to work from Arizona to San Francisco. It was quite a little commute. And I hated an alarm clock running my business and my life, I should say, every day. And I was really looking for something. And lo and behold, a very dear friend of mine came and showed me an ABC Primetime. And that was a little over 9 years ago, and it's changed my life. And I've never done anything so exciting and fun. And for those of you that are on here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we have a couple of announcements really quick. Elite Academy is coming up July 18th through the 20th. If you have not registered, you are not going to want to miss it. 10 years anniversary. This is going to be amazing, probably something bigger than we've never seen before. So get yourself registered. Get your airfare and hotel and ready to go. It's going to be absolutely great. You need a pencil and a paper because we're going to have a lot of notes tonight. So the next big event for our CEO Master Training is June 11th, and it will be 6:30 Mountain Time. So please mark your calendars for that. Very exciting things that continue to happen on a daily basis with this. So I'm going to turn this back over to you, Chris. You've got some great information regarding recognition and rewards, so take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Laura. I was just jumping on the participants there and looking at the chat. I love to see where everybody's coming in from. We literally are going from Hawaii to Ontario to Idaho to New Jersey, across the ocean to Amsterdam, back to Canada, to Minnesota, Vermont, Las Vegas. It truly is a global business that we're running here. As you guys all know, I don't have or maybe you don't know, I do not have a global business degree, but it's pretty amazing with the way technology is and the way things are that we can actually run a global business. So we definitely have a couple exciting announcements. Just so you guys know, if you're just jumping on, we are going to be bouncing through a few different things here. Zoom actually we were just found out about 45 minutes ago that Zoom changed some settings and is not allowing us to do certain things we used to do the way we did it. They said they're going to change it back, but we'll see. So we're going to be testing a few things as we go here. So first off, I appreciate every one of you guys for jumping on and taking your time out of your busy schedule. I know it's in May. For you guys who are in the frozen areas, you finally are unthawing and you want to be outside. And for us, it's in Arizona. It's all right. We're sitting here going, well, maybe it could cool down a little bit because it's already getting hot. So super exciting with what's going on here. But I want to talk about a couple things. So I'm going to share you guys my screen here. And let's see, this is where we're going to see if it works. All right. Let's see. Can you see that?
Yes.
Awesome. So this is our second, I should have put number 2 on here, number 2 CEOPro Global Training. I'm excited to be here. My name is Chris Michael. For you guys that don't know me, just a quick 2 seconds about myself, as I've been in the company since pretty much the very beginning, since February of 2009. So just over 10 years now we've been doing this business, and it's been an absolute blessing. We've had highs, lows, and ultimately they've continued to go up and up and up from there. And it's absolutely just an honor to be a part of this company and representing such an amazing company. With that being said, Laura mentioned a couple things, you guys. She mentioned a couple upcoming events. The 10-year anniversary of Elite Academy will be our 10 years. We actually first started shipping product May 18th, 2009. And so we're going to have a 10-year celebration this July at our Elite Academy in Kansas City. So you're definitely going to want to register there. And then our next global training will be, like she mentioned, June 11th. A couple other things too. Seth is going to be actually out in Australia. So anybody that you guys have people in Australia, we will post on CEO, LV CEO resources kind of his schedule. And then also at the 1st of June, there's actually a leadership retreat happening in Mexico for the Mexico distributors. So if you have anybody in Mexico, there's a leadership retreat happening June 8th in Mexico, which is going to be a fantastic event also. So we always want to let you know what's going on. Seth actually just got back from Thailand, an amazing trip in Thailand. He is out tonight. He won't be here tonight. He's got a schedule going on that actually a couple things came up last minute. No big deal. And that's why we all do this thing together, is to help each other out. So I'll be taking a lot of the training this evening as we do this, and just excited for what's going on. But first off, you guys, some of you guys know, some of you don't know that recently we had launched back in February, we launched a CEOPro app. And this isn't going to be a training just about the app by any means. This is going to be a training about inviting, follow-up, all the above that you normally need to be able to build this business. But we do want to recognize last month we absolutely had some breakthrough numbers. I mean, mind-blowing numbers of what people were doing with our app and what we launched, of really just another way, another tool to build your business. But for me, this is a tool that I'll talk about in a minute that I don't know how I actually operated without, to be honest with you. So let me just go a little bit of recognition for last month, for April. I want to show you guys this. Hopefully you can, Laura, tell me if that zooms up and you can actually see that.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. So this is our April leaderboard. So this is something we can pull a report on. And this is something absolutely amazing. These were people that were out hustling and introducing people to the information. Okay. In April, the first place person received $200. The second place person received $100. And then we had 3 additional winners from 3 to 20 of different swag and prizes. We did have a minimum of 28 engagements to qualify. Okay, if you don't know what that is, that's okay. We'll talk more about that. But I want you guys to take a look here. Diane Taylor, in the month of April, you guys, had 261 engagements, or 261 people that she got the information to in 1 month. You guys, that is mind-blowing. Christina Lopez, I loved watching this leaderboard as Diane and Christina went back and forth. And look at that, all the way to the last day. I'm sure they were 3 apart. One had 261 people that they introduced this information to in 1 month, in 30 days. The other person Christina Lopez had 258. And Michael, which you're going to hear from later, he had 57, which I think 57 is an outstanding number. But when you put 57 against 261, it's like, come on, Michael, what were you doing? Slacking off a little bit? Just kidding. But you guys, it's unbelievable. Look at the leaders of how many people that were being introduced to LifeVantage. So congratulations to everybody in April for an absolute just rock solid job on getting information to people, and quality information. And if you don't know, this app tells you everything that's going on when they look at the information, what they say about the information, everything. So I want to jump over to actually to the May leaderboard this month. So right now, May, first place is going to receive $100 so the number one person has the most people engaged in information. Second place is going to receive $50. And then we're going to draw 3 additional winners for cash, swag, and prizes, number 3 through 30. But I just want to give a huge shout out to Gabriel. He's at 30. Seth is actually rocking at number 2 with 20. You got Steven, you got Callan, you got Bobby, Florence, Bruna, which you're going to hear from, Debbie, Christina. Come on, Christina, you're at 14. Let's go. You were at 261. I'm just kidding. You are so you're at 261, 71. You're at 275 new contacts in about 40 days, 45 days. Absolutely amazing. David Lamro, Margaret, Barbara, you guys, this is the leaderboard that's going on right now that you can actually see every single day what you're doing in your business, and you can keep track of it. Something that's been actually really hard to do on an instant notice, just bam, be able to look at where you're at. And you can do that with this app. So congratulations to everybody that's been working hard already in May, and absolutely look forward to you crushing it. And I look forward on getting out of the bottom of these numbers and up further. So I mean, being 12, I mean, I think I'm at maybe 8 or so, or I can't remember contacts for the month, but to me, that's awesome if you can do your goal of 10 every 10 days. So super good work for all of you guys to be able to see what's going on with these engagements. Another thing, so you guys, let's just jump right into this. Let's talk about what are we doing in this business? What are we hoping to get out of it? Whether I like it or not, things have changed. There's a new kind of a new gig economy. There is a new way to do business. It doesn't replace the old way to do business by any means, but there is a new way to do business. I want you to just think for a minute. Uber, where would they be without an app? Airbnb, where would they be without an app? Facebook, where would you be without Facebook? Probably outside enjoying the weather. Amazon, I would be rich if there was no Amazon app, because I think I get more packages than any human on the planet from Amazon. But I want you to think, what would these businesses be? What would the largest taxi company that doesn't even own a taxi be without an app? The largest hotel chain be without an app? What would these companies be? What would Amazon be without an app? What would Facebook be without an app? Ultimately, we can all say they would be very little to nothing, because not many people are going to run around with their laptop trying to book an Uber as they're running out the door, right? You do it by your phone. And so guess what? Things have changed. And we need to have really kind of an app-first technology. We need to build it to run our businesses as we go, no matter what. We need to have literally a technology front of how we're trying to grow this business. And we need to grow with the way people do business, because ultimately we all know it's real simple. Jump on Amazon, order something, and you're on your way. Shows up your door the next day or two. Absolutely amazing. And that's what we're doing here with our app. And again, this is not just an app training, but this is something that is absolutely mind-blowing with the way we do business now. So let's talk about network marketing real quick here. Is this industry getting bigger? I just want to build your belief a little bit. Is this industry getting bigger? As we know, it's grown from 2011 from 158 billion to 2017 to 189 billion. You guys, this industry is growing, and growing. And over in the next little while here, we'll have the 2019 numbers and see where it's grown. But you guys, this business is growing globally around the world, and we want to grow with it even faster, because we have a technology, as you all know, that's mind-blowing. So this industry is absolutely amazing, and we want to be in front of it on everything we do. Nutrigenomics, you guys, it's projected to be a $17 billion industry. Is that billion? Yep, $17 billion industry by 2023. And guess what? You might not realize it, but we're almost halfway through 2019, so about 3.5 years left, and it's going to be a $17 billion industry. That's the projections for that market, and we need to be in front of that with everything we do, whether it's an app-first technology, just whatever it is, to get this information out there. This business and what we're a part of is growing every single day, and it's very fortunate that we all have the chance and the opportunity to be in front of it first. So let's talk about this, you guys. As we all know, we're being hijacked every day of our lives, whether it's physically, emotionally, biochemically, the toxins, the EMFs from cell phones, allergies. Guess what? If you're in Arizona, probably Texas, places like that, the allergies, you're getting hijacked right now. And what we want to do is biohack. Okay, we want to take control of our own biology. We want to optimize your genetic potential. We want to become the best version of you, okay, by basically using nutrigenomics. And we have that technology. But I want you guys to think about where we've positioned ourselves and what we're doing here, okay? Look at each one of these, you guys. It's pretty amazing. Anti-aging. Let me just ask you a simple question. Is anti-aging, is that industry getting bigger or smaller? And I know you can all answer, it's getting bigger. Skincare. Do people care about their skin? Is that industry getting bigger or smaller? It's getting bigger. Hair care. I never thought I would actually like a shampoo, because I normally didn't really care. I just used whatever my wife didn't like, and she left in the shower and said that was for me, right? So I absolutely love our hair care product. The hair care industry, are people becoming more aware of what they're putting on their skin and their hair through things like the Think Dirty app and getting their scores to find out how toxic the things are that you use every day. And I'll tell you what, we've actually got really kind of addicted to using that app, and we've changed a lot of things in our household now because we didn't realize how toxic certain things were around our house that we thought were actually okay. So the hair care industry, is that getting bigger or smaller? As we know, it's getting bigger. Pet care. You guys, there's pet hotels. Is pet care going to continue to grow or get smaller? It's going to get bigger. The energy market, although scary in a lot of categories for the regular energy drinks that we all know and we see at the gas stations and convenience stores, we actually have a clean energy. But still, every single day, people are willing to put their health at risk to get more energy. So let me ask you a question. Is the energy industry, people wanting more energy, is that going to get bigger or smaller? Of course, it's going to get bigger. But ultimately, what you're going to see, I think, and what you're going to continue to see is energy go from as big as they are to more clean energy like what we have coming out, because people are kind of getting scared of some of the energy drinks that are out there. And then weight loss getting bigger or smaller. Everybody wants to lose weight. We're all on the run. We're all trying to just figure out the shortcut to lose weight. And we're in each one of these categories, you guys. We have a product that isn't just something to compete in, but is actually life-changing in a sense of the technology that sits in there, and the anti-aging, skincare, healthcare, pet care, energy, weight loss. We have an advantage in every one of these categories, and every one of these categories is getting bigger. So it's something that you guys, you're going to want to continue to share this information as much as you can and as fast as you can. And I'll tell you this. When I got involved with this industry over 11 years ago, I asked a certain individual that's very successful in this industry, I said, what would your advice be? And his advice to me was, Chris, if you believe in what you're doing, share it with every single person you know. If you don't believe in what you're doing, share it with no one, because you'll run every friendship you've ever had. So you guys, this belief, my belief is so high. I feel guilty if I don't share this information with people, because I know people need what we have. So let's continue to think, how big, what do we have our hands on? It's absolutely amazing. Look at this. This is updated, okay? These are the countries that we're currently open in for both. We're open in 14 markets, 17 countries, anywhere from the US, Japan, Mexico, Canada, Thailand, Hong Kong. I mean, all over the place. Belgium coming soon. Italy, France, New Zealand, Dominican Republic, mainland China for customers. And all of these things are changing, you guys. What I'm trying to do is build your belief a little bit on how big of a business we have here. Look at the countries that we're open in. I remember when I started in February of 2009, it was the US and actually Mexico is where it started. And it was, we were hoping for something like this to happen. And we knew what we had our hands on. We just knew we had to work hard, and look what we have going. It's absolutely amazing, you guys, where we're going. And this is just the start of it. Soon, it's going to take multiple slides to be able to show the countries that we're in and what we're working in. So let's take a quick jump around here, and we're going to turn some time over to a couple individuals. First off, Laura, I'll go ahead and do this. Michael and Bruna, actually, I've been to their house, and it's absolutely amazing what they see, and they've got such great input on what is happening with the app for them and what's going on. So what I want to do here, let's see if I can do this. It's a little bit different than what I normally have to do. All right, so there I am. I'm back. What I want to do is turn some time over to, I think are we going to go ladies first with Bruna, or are we going to go with Michael first? What I'm going to have them do is they've been involved with the business for quite some time now. Michael's a Pro 7 and Bruna's a Pro 6. They're out of BC, British Columbia, Canada. Absolutely amazing leaders. And I think they got wind of this app. I don't know exactly how you got wind of this app for sure, but you probably heard about it through the grapevine. And this is open for anybody and everybody, by the way. But I'd love just to hear what you think about this app and what we have going on.
Okay, I'll go first. First of all, thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate being in front of you guys. I'm honored to do it. You'll I don't know what that was. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, again, thank you so much. My name is Bruna Pilon. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. And what you'd call me is the reluctant distributor. I'll be quick, but a little bit about myself. I've been in the beauty industry all my life. So when I saw Protandem, the science, all that, I was definitely going to take it. It'd be a no-brainer not to, right? This was something that was going to slow down my aging. There's nothing else like it. As far as the business, it wasn't really for me. It wasn't something that I thought we even needed. But my husband will tell you in a few minutes that he was looking for something exactly like this. In fact, he's been in a lot of network marketing businesses, all of value, all stuff that we still enjoy and take. But it was never a very successful venture. And he'll explain a little bit more later. But for me, it wasn't about that. It was about the product. So to become a distributor, I was dragged in by my heels, but I'm a pretty competitive person. So when I get my teeth into something, I go with it. So just to bring you up to date, we've been on the app for a month. And when we saw it, it was Seth who actually showed us. And I actually cut him off. I said, you know what, I've seen enough. I got to go get the app and I got to download and start working. So see you later. Click. And I closed the Zoom because I saw what we were missing. So most of you will have noticed that a lot of young people, these kids, 30 and under, I call them, they're kids, right? They're just rocking this business and they're telling us that they're not even calling people, that they're doing it on social media, that they're doing it all automated. And so for the last 8 months or so, I've been a peeping Tom. I've been going on their profile links, seeing what they're doing, how they're managing this success without the old-fashioned network marketing way. And just to give you a quick synopsis of what I've learned is that they have a definite plan. So they have exposure or a profile on social media. So whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, doesn't really matter, pick one. I think Facebook is still the king for this, but they have a profile, a business profile that they work on. So that's number one, you gotta have that. The second things that they said were you have to have groups. And I know that LifeVantage has a lot of groups. Maybe you have your own groups already. But check with your upline. They'll give you a group, a health group and a business group. This is really key because it also gives third-party validation. I'm sure some of you have had similar experience. I've put people that were interested in health or business in a group, and they were able to see other people talk about Protandem or their testimonials or how they felt. And they call me months later and say, okay, I'm ready to buy that stuff, that little yellow pill. So it's good to have those groups. The next thing that they talk about is you have to have something that's automated. And what they mean by that is to have a blog or have a website. Now, how many of you have started LifeVantage having a full-time business already? Right? Did you have time to set up a blog or a website? That's the automation that we've been missing. We didn't have that. We had to keep calling people to say, have you watched the video? Do you have any questions? What can I show you? We didn't have this automation unless you had a blog or a website that you were able to build. But that is not duplicable, right? We talk about duplication. We talk about doing stuff that our people can do very quickly. They can have a Facebook profile. They can jump into the groups that are already existing. But that duplication for that automated portion wasn't there until now. So when Seth showed us the app, and Seth, you're not here tonight, but I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart because Seth said to us, I'm going to show you something, use it for a couple of weeks and then introduce it to your group, to your distributors. I said, are you kidding me? They're going to know right now. They need this right now. So I've been talking to all distributors and just getting them on board as quickly as possible. So Seth asked me to explain meat and potatoes, ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, exactly how we use the app. So I'll go through that very quickly. So I'm very good at lists and documents. So all new distributors of mine and existing distributors that want to do the app now get this document. If you want it, I'd be happy to send it to you. It basically says, I'm a new LifeVantage distributor. How do I start? And what do I do first? Right? We still need that. We still need that direction. So after they get their back office and they get the replicated website, They put it on their phone. Number 3 says download the Rapid Funnel app. That's now step 3, right? After they have their own replicated website, and continue to peak and present. So we have those 4 key options. We have peak, present, follow up, and close, right? The peak and present is the one that the part that we've been fearing, right? Even I have fear about picking up the phone, a friend sometimes. But to send them a quick text chat, I just send them a text chat and they respond very quickly. People that haven't been answering my phone calls for months are saying, yeah, sure, what's up, right? So I said, this is amazing. It's removing that fear. So I start with the peak. And in order to make it really easy for myself, I'll show you my phone. When we do the app, Rapid Funnel app, I actually send out a script. And the first couple of questions were actually straight out of Seth's mouth. I copied it verbatim because I thought it was key, right? But I don't like texting and typing with my thumbs that much. So what I did, and I'll show you quickly, and I can't see up close with my glasses, is for distance. Hang on a second here. I'm on the wrong, I'm on Messenger. I text it to myself. Oh, now I can't find it, for goodness sakes. Give me a moment. Michael, you can jump in if you like. Here we go. Goodness. Sorry guys, here we go. All right, so you can see here, can you see my phone? This is the entire script texted to myself, okay? So when I talk to somebody, I'll go cut and paste, right? Copy and paste. Hey, are you around for a quick text conversation? Does that sound familiar, right? Those are text words. And then Seth's words. Then he says, do you have a minute to talk business? So I copy and paste it. Now that second sentence, do you have a minute to talk business? How many of you skirt around that by a show of hands like, oh, I don't know, it's a little too bold. Come on, be honest. Okay, we got a few people. All right. So do you have a minute to talk business? That is a bold question, but is this the key one? Get that one out as fast as you can because it gets it out of the way. It sets the tone for the conversation. The worst sentence I've had come back are business, question mark, question mark. You know what I do with that? I go to my next one. Yes, business. I'm taking a wellness company online. I'm pretty excited about this and looking for 3 types of people. Sound familiar? Customers who want to transform their health, partners who are looking for an extra way to make some extra income, and referrals. Who do you know that fits this description? These are Seth's words and I use them exactly, right? So it's very important to follow the script and make it easy for yourself and just send it to yourself. So the peak and the interest. Now, when I peak, I only send the survey. How many of you send the survey and the video? Just the survey. Who sends just the survey? Good. The survey is what we use to prompt the next conversation. So I look at the survey and you know that when they fill out the survey, they're going to, you're going to get a notice on email, right? Get their answers. Now, if they don't let me know exactly what they want, I actually go to my script up and I go, great. Well, I would love your support. This is Seth's script again. If I sent you a 1-minute survey and a 5-minute video, would you be able to check that out this afternoon? Copy, paste. If I get a yes, sure, both, then I always send only 1 survey because I think that too much information, people don't do anything, right? I remember getting information for people with all these links to all these different things, the science, the business. I didn't click on any of them. But if somebody sends me just 1 link, I'm more likely to click on it. So right away, I would say, would you be more interested in improving your health or open to looking at ways to make an extra income? Copy, paste, copy, paste. If they say both, I will start with the money survey. And I'll say, okay, I'll send you some information on business first. If you like what you see, we can delve more into the product. And I wait for them to do that survey. How many of you have sent the survey and then you hear crickets? They're not answering back. Simple. I just send them another text. I wait a day or so. And then I say, hey, as soon as you submit the survey, you're going to see what comes next. And I wait. And then I can see through the funnel exactly where they're going. So my aim is to peak, present, And I keep texting them or prompting them every so often based on what they've done. Because when we start looking at the activity log, we can see that they've gone one video 5%, they've seen another video, and we see where they've clicked. So often I'll say, hey, I've noticed that you've gone through this site and that site. Let me show you some examples of some of the more personal ones that I've written so you can get an idea. Here we go. Hi, Maria. Based on your survey responses, you're relatively healthy and are interested in preventing any possible future health concerns. You also seem interested in taking a look at the income opportunity. I've noticed you clicked around a little bit in that area. When can you carve out 25 minutes from your schedule to take a look at some more detailed information? And what did I do? I copied it on my script so that if I need to use it again, I'll just copy it and paste it. More business one. Let me see. Now, you know that they actually can answer specific health information. So let me go to one. Let me go to a business one. Brenda, thank you for filling out the money survey. Based on your responses, you're not satisfied with your current income level. Notice that my message is responding directly to the survey responses. So they know I'm talking to them. You're not satisfied with your current income level and are experiencing lack of personal fulfillment, inadequate income, and thoughts of an uncertain future. Although you're not actively seeking any ways to create an extra income, you are open to creating an online residual income, and $8,000 a month is your desired target. My script follows the answers of her survey. I noticed that you've clicked through some information and videos. Are you open to looking at more details? So the script is right here. So my aim is to get them to peak in presentation, because that is the 15 presentations that we're supposed to do a month, right? So I want to show you, since we've been on the app, between Michael and I, we've put a lot of our distributors in to get them to feel what the app feels like. But new and true exposures for both of us within a month were 93. Okay, these are new people that we've never talked to before. We've had 68 engagements, 3 distributors, and 8 customers. Unbelievable. 93 exposures, 68 that are actually engaged doing something somewhere along this funnel that I can tell exactly where they're at. So anytime that I have my reminders, hopefully you set your reminders on your app, they go ding, and it tells you when to talk to someone. I go back through the app, I go through the activity log, see what we've spoken or chatted about via text or messenger, and then make another response based on where they're at. Once they have peak and present, I do segue out of the app for a little bit. I want to introduce them to the health groups, the business groups on Facebook. I think those are still very important. They're a very big part of the 3-way validation, right? I remember hearing somebody saying that if you hear from a third person, you will believe it more than a direct conversation with the person who you think is trying to sell you something, okay? So the groups are good. So I take them that way. So my Facebook groups, the health one, the business one. If the interest is more health and science, I will go down to the follow-up. You've gone down to the follow-up on the apps. It'll show you whether it's science or I want to keep them in the app as much as possible. But at a certain point, if they're showing a lot of interest and they've seen the full presentation, I will invite them to a webinar, a live Zoom. I mean, you all have uplines that have those presentations. So that to me is more of a meet and greet to get to meet the people, right? The community of LifeVantage. But the peak in presentation is key. I take them out temporarily, but then I bring them back in as quickly as possible to finish the follow-up and the close. Should I ask, does anybody have questions so far?
No, I think we're getting close on time there. I think
everybody's muted. So that is what we do. That is our presentation. If you wanted to see some of our scripts, I'd be more than happy to share with you. But we have changed the way we expose. So Michael, go ahead.
Well, on that note, as Chris mentioned earlier, we just added the more exposure methodologies. So everybody that's not comfortable with the phone and they were texting like a madman, they didn't really have what was the next step. Well, now with Rapid Funnel, it's all done. We don't have to worry about what's next because we have it all in sequence. And how I bumped into it was quite accidental. People know me. I've been in LifeVantage now since Canada Open, and we got to Pro 7 within 11 months. So you got to know everybody that I personally know knows exactly what I do, especially 6 years after the fact. So I do most of my recruiting now in network groups. I'm well known within LinkedIn and in Facebook, and they know I don't hide who I am. If they want to talk to me about it, great. I just try to stay in touch with them. So now I have the ability to talk about a system that everybody can employ. If these people are trying to pitch you on a product or on compensation, it's not important. If they don't have the system in place, then nothing will work 100%. So now that we have the system, I was actually in LinkedIn working on some people, and one person had mentioned that, well, do you know who Seth Mulder is? I said, well, of course I do. And they said, well, I don't know about your app, but he's looking at helping. He wants us to build an app for him. So within 2 hours, Seth texted me, and he says, you bumped into Rapid Funnel. I said, yeah. He goes, we got to talk. So that next morning, we actually had a meeting, Bruno and I and Seth, and I went, okay, we're done. Like, we didn't even have our app available in Canada from LifeVantage, and hopefully Ryan Goodwin and everything is going to improve it and do whatever they need to do. But Seth was quite upfront. I needed it to get going now. I needed to work now. And so that's how we actually got bumped into it. And since that day, I've actually taken a lot of people out of my app because they were my team. They were my leaders, my customers, people I needed to show this to. And they weren't even prospects. But even with putting everybody in that were prospects, the 10% rule is very, very accurate. We were higher than 10%. If you look at your engagements, with all your exposures, you'll get engagements. With your engagements, you can expect 10% return, minimum, in the first 30 days. We were probably more like 15 to 18%. So if you want one new person a month, then you better go have 10 people engaged in the system. If you want 10 people a month, go get 100 engaged. And I got to tell you, I was neck and neck with those ladies for the first half of the month. But man, were they just, that's insane. Now comes the follow-up. Now you've got to use the app to follow up and stay in touch with them. That's the fun part. So ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I'm sure we're probably over our 15 minutes allotted. So thanks, Chris, for your leadership on this one. And say hi to Seth for us. And if you have anything else you need to ask us, just we'll still be here.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for jumping on, you guys. So I've seen a couple questions in the chat. People are saying, well, what is this app and stuff like that? I know some of you guys may not know what this app is. That is okay, you guys. I'll show it to you here shortly. I'm not going to get into the details because we have a recorded 16-minute video that is on LV CEO Resources, is a group you can join on Facebook if you're going to download the app, and it's called LV CEO Resources, and it's where everybody can collaborate and help each other out. And then you can also join the CEO group, which is Creating Entrepreneurs Online, but just CEO, LV CEO Resources, not CEO, sorry. Yes, Sam, thanks. But LV CEO Resources, you can jump on there, join that group. That'll give you access to just everybody that's using it. Not everybody that's using it, but a large group that's using the app, and we'll be able to walk you through maybe if you're struggling or you need an answer to something. It's actually pretty easy to use. I've watched people of all age groups, from the millennials to the, I don't want to call the high towers. I mean, they're some of my favorite people, some of the older people, but so sorry, Mandy, and I still love you. But you guys, what I want to do is I'll show you guys how to download it real quick here. Let me show you, share my screen with you guys real quick here again.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
I also want, I think North may be on the call. Did you ever?
No, we're not there yet. Almost there. Look at Seth,
okay,
all fancy.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yep, perfect.
You're good.
Hey, welcome, buddy. You're looking good and sharp. Awesome. So let me show you guys exactly how to download this. Let me start this real quick here. And photos. All right, right here. Can you guys all see this right here? Perfect. I can't see you guys right now because I'm sharing my screen. So I believe you guys can all see it at work before. But what you do, how do you download this app if you want to use this app? I highly recommend it. You don't have to do it. Nothing has changed in this business from the fact of inviting, following up, closing, and things like that. The fact is we just provided an easier way to do it. The hard part in this business used to be going out and talking to people. I believe that's probably the easiest part of this business now because it's so easy to do it. So if you want to take it, download this app. What you do is step 1, go to the App Store or Google Play. Number 2, download an app called Rapid Funnel. And step 3, it's going to ask you for a code to be able to get the app. The code is CEOPro, all lowercase, all one word. So here's what happens. You guys can try it for 3 days for free, which you can do that, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't. If it was me, what I would do, give $1, you pay $1, and it gives you your first 30 days. Really let you bounce around, learn about it. You can go to the more section of the app, and there's actually coaching to teach you, 1, how the app works, 2, how to pique people's interest, how to follow up, different things like that. So there's coaching in there, and we're adding to that on a regular basis. But this is exactly how you download the app. And I will post this I'll post this in the LV CEO resources, this screen right here, so you guys can all see that. Makes it very simple for you. But an easy way to download this app where you can actually take a look at it. So if you do not know what this app is, what I would recommend is download it. You can try it for 3 days if you want, if you have no clue. I recommend, again, pay the $1 for the first 30 days. And the first thing I would do is go in the app after you set it up, and it'll walk you right through it. I recommend that you actually go to the more section, click coaching, and watch the overview. If you join the LV CEO resources page, it's also right there, tagged at the very top. It's a 16-minute overview of why the app is so important. So let's move forward a little bit here. Let's see if we do have a special guest. We have a special guest that we're hoping, he's on the other side of the world. It's 7:47 a.m., I believe, in Thailand right now. Let me see if North is on the call. North, are you on here? All right, let's see. North, if you are on here, you're probably muted, and you'll need to unmute yourself.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I got in.
How are you, buddy?
Good. How's it going?
Great. You
Good
guys,
to see you again.
I want to introduce North real quick. North is absolutely an amazing leader. And when we talk about a global business, you are currently in Thailand, correct?
Yes. Yeah. I'm in Thailand right now.
Awesome. So he's driving down the road, which they just banned in Phoenix, Arizona, while you're on your phone. But hey, you know what? Drive safe, buddy. But you guys, North is an amazing leader that has just he's been in this business for, I don't know the exact time frame, but I know you've been here for a while, getting things kind of ramped up and going, but you're starting to see some payoff for all your hard work from what I've seen. You've grown from March from 183,000 in March
Yes.
to over 320 plus thousand in April.
Yes.
You guys, that is absolutely amazing. So North, what I want to do is turn the time over to you. I would love just to hear your story, your success, whatever. And Seth kind of prepped you for this, but anything we can hear from you, I know everybody's going, how did he do that? What did he do? So anything you'd share, we would love to have it from you. So thank you for being on, North.
Okay. So, hey guys, this is North from Thailand Elite Pro 8. I first started Live Vantage in November 2017. That was a year and a half ago. But I've been studying about Nerve 2 for almost 5 years before I got to know Live Vantage. That was accidentally because I had chronic liver disease, and then there was killing my life, and I had low energy. I couldn't do anything, and then I tried to find a way out that I can help to solve my problems. Then suddenly it was so surprised and accidentally I read literature, the peer reviews on PubMed, and I found out about liver disease on Nerve 2s, and then since that, I've been studying about Nerve 2 for 5 years. I've been reading scientists behind it. I've been get to know them more, but I didn't know what product is. Then I tried to find out what product is. So that's what I found. Then after that, I had met the greatest leaders that you guys know. They have the same motor, and he has introduced me into the business, and then I started from there. So when I first started, I have passions that this product has to be in every single houses around the world. What happened is because the products could help, but the key that make me success is about knowledge. I study enough. I manage my time every day at 5 o'clock. When I woke up, I spend like 2 hours until 7 in the morning, study about the business, about products. Still been reading about the scientists behind it. This is like, I think I've been almost reading about 6,700 peer-reviewed studies right now on protandiums, on Nerve 2. Then, yeah, my studying go from there, and then I started to tell about the scientists behind it. And when I have that passion that people have to have these products, and we have to know exactly why that people have to use this product all their life, because oxidative stress is getting in our body in every second. So this is what causing our aging and make our body aging every day, right? The mitochondria in the cells is damaged every day. So this is the only way that we can prevent from the damage of the key that started aging and make our sickness, NCDs, disease, and all the kind that will be followed. So when I study about it more, then I tell a lot of people about it. But this is what the keys that make the success is about. Your commitment is about the trust, is about knowledge, is about doing it every day. Even though nobody doing it, you have to do it. You have to be a great example for them, because when you're leading people, it's about leading yourself first. It's hard to lead the other by not leading yourself. So you have to wake up every day and you have to lead yourself, do what it takes to do to be successful in the business. But if you're not leading yourself and make yourself to be successful in the business, you can't lead the others. So that's what the key is on my success.
Absolutely, North. Thank you so much, buddy, for jumping on. I'm sure you got a busy morning going on the other side of the world from us. So just congratulations. I mean, some of you guys might see this, I'd say you see a post that says he grew from 183,000 to, I'm looking at my notes here, 183,000 to 328,000 in 1 month. But realistically, that's been about 2 years of hard, consistent work. And then all of a sudden you start to see something where it just happens, right? Everything starts to take a mold within itself because of all the hard work and consistency, like you said, that you've put together. And it's definitely paid off. You would definitely say it's paid off, right?
Right, it is pay off. But the most important thing is teamwork. So you have to lead and set up the systems and have your team work simply, easy, but consistency.
Simple, easy, consistent. I absolutely love it. There's not a harder way or easier way to put it, right? Just make it keep it simple. Be consistent, and probably have some fun while you're doing it, right?
Right. I had this one story. So this is this is my pitch to my team, right? There was a story one day, and I went to do meetings in other cities, and one of the team, they are great leaders. They love to be a leaders, and they told me that, okay, without that team, this part of the city is not growing. So they try to they great at it, but in the action, sometimes people talk more than they doing things. So you have to lead them to be a great example for them, right? So we set up the meetings. We try to set up the big meetings, and we leading them by doing it. We bring about another 85 people in from the other groups that we just set up in 15, 20 days. And then we make that great example for them. So then they know that when you talk, not doing consistency, people gonna take the place. So somehow it's hard and it's hard to teach your team like that, but that's what I have to do it. I try to be teaching them that if you don't do it, somebody else will take the place and do it. So after that, they're pushing up themselves so hard, and they work harder more, they talk less, and they're being success.
Absolutely. I know there's a lot of people that there's busy, and then there's being productive, right? So you can be busy all day long, but being productive is a whole different thing. So it sounds like you're making
Right.
become productive and successful.
Right. I'm still recruiting, and I'm not stopped. So because the world is so huge, then there's a lot of places for you to be successful. So actions, consistency, focus, not get off the way.
I love it. Action, consistency, focus, and get out of the way. That's why I say usually the biggest problem we have is the person in the mirror, right? Go look in the mirror, get out of your own way, and go share this great information with great people.
Right. So that is my real Elite Pro 8 in the back.
That's the hard worker?
Yeah, she's a pusher.
I absolutely love it, North. Is there anything else that you would like to leave us with? Man, we really appreciate you jumping on.
Okay, so the only way to be successful is to be influencer. So the influencer is the most important keys to make your success, and to be a great leaders. Lead them by example. Lead them and have them know what you're doing so they can be following. But the leader just don't talk, they just do it.
Absolutely. Well, buddy, we appreciate you. That is some great wisdom. I'm taking notes here as fast as I can because I'm a simple bullet point person, and I love absolutely what you've said. And we want to thank you for jumping on and helping us out here, because there's a lot of people leaving a lot of comments saying things like, this is exactly what I needed to hear. So we appreciate you, and thank you for your leadership, and congratulations on the big success, not only for you, as you know, it's your team that helps you get there, because without our teams, we don't really have anything. So congratulations on such big achievements, and continue to push hard. I look forward to seeing you in Pro 9.
Okay, so I'll see you guys as the most success point.
Absolutely. Okay, North,
right.
Thank you, buddy, so much. Have a wonderful day today, and enjoy your day.
Okay, if I can do it, you guys can do it too.
Absolutely. I've proven that. Now you've proven that too. So good job.
Okay. All right, bye, guys.
Thanks. Have a great one.
You too.
All right, guys, that is super awesome to hear from such an amazing leader, literally on the other side of the globe. Telling you, I've always said that too. Hey, I've proven that if I can do this, anyone can do this, right? So it's one of those things I absolutely love to see that happen. So what I want to go over next with you guys is, I'm going to mute you real quick here, North. I think you're unmuted. Oh, perfect. Awesome. So what I'm going to do with you guys is that North went from Pro 7 to Pro 8. Some people see that in a month. I see that as 2 years of good hard work. And what I want to share with you guys really is some amazing information that was just released a couple days ago. So let's go back to this screen shares. We're having to do things a little bit different again. All right. There we go. Perfect. So North is an amazing leader. I mean, hopefully you guys took some notes. Simple, committed, consistent, be an influencer. Just a great and amazing leader to have him on with us. And all the way on the other side of the world, he's actually out in Thailand. So, but this was just released, you guys, a few days ago. It's the first time I've seen it, which is our new earnings statement. If you guys have not seen this, I highly recommend you taking a look at it. I will, again, add all of these slides, any of this information you need to our LV CEO resources page, our group on Facebook. But these earnings, the majority, I would say 95 to 90+% of all of the average earnings, both monthly and obviously which calculate annually, went up. There was a couple that went down maybe $4, but the majority of everything went up. So I'm sure North is super excited being a Pro 8. That average check just went up, and it's neat to see that a company like us, that we're transparent, you get to see the average earnings per rank, and it's exciting to see that continue to grow like we planned 10 years ago that we would hope it would continue to grow. So let's get into a couple more pieces of meat and potato on the training here tonight of what you need to do. Last month, some of you guys are on here from last month. I'm going to cover real quickly what I covered last month, and then go over some of the different ways to peak and invite people, the way to present, the way to follow up, and the way to close. Ultimately, the goal here is to close people to become both consumers and distributors. So what I first want to do is talk to you guys about creating your database. I talked about this last month. I think it's important to talk about it again because some of us may or may not have acted on that. But let's go over to creating your database and what you need to do. Okay, one, if you're going to use the app, I want to warn you guys on this. Number one, if you're going to use the app, when you go to import your contacts, don't import all of them. Only import one at a time, or people that you have permission from to share information from. We don't want to use it. This is not a spamming tool at all. This is something you want to do. You want to import only the contacts you plan on piquing their interest with. Number two, creating your database. Use a memory jogger to help remind you of the people in your network. Number three, do not prejudge anybody that you think may or may not do this business. I highly recommend that you write down the names of every single person you can think of. And then I want you, number four, continually add to your database. A database isn't something that's created once. It's a continual, it's a document that continually changes every day. You should be adding to that database. Now, if you keep your database on your phone, in a notebook, on a piece of paper, in the app, doesn't matter. Just add to them each and every day if you can. Number five, this is something I do, is I keep a notepad, or for me, I keep my phone next to my bed. It is on Do Not Disturb, so I'm not being disturbed. But one thing that happens all the time is I lay down in bed, and maybe this has happened to you, but I think of this. I think of, oh man, I should have talked to so-and-so. And what happens is maybe it's midnight, maybe it's 1 a.m, I don't know. Sometimes it's 10 o'clock, and I don't want to bother them at that moment. What I want to do is not forget, because you never want to trust your fortune to your memory. You want to jot it down. So I highly recommend either in the notes section on your phone or on a piece of paper next to your bed, keep a pen and paper or your phone there and just jot down those names that come to your head. And then number six, do not deceive the thoughts that come to your head. Okay, so if a name pops in your head, I'm sure right now you're thinking, oh man, I should call so-and-so. I probably should have done that last year, or last week or last month, or I did think about doing that today, but I haven't done it. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about right now. Make sure you have a piece of paper and pencil, because this is something I want you to do right now. Is I want to find out how many people you can think of right now. Okay, people that you haven't talked to, or maybe you talked to and you never followed up with. I know that happens all the time. So I want you to take a look at this. A memory jogger. I'm going to zoom up on a couple of these for you guys so you can see it. Hopefully it doesn't get too big or too small. I want you to think of business-minded people. So if you have a piece of paper and pencil, I want you to start writing down people in business, people that have succeeded in network marketing. Who do you know that's done Mary Kay or Avon? Or who do you know that wants to make more money? Who do you know? Who did you buy your last car from? Who have you gone on vacation with? Who's some of your college friends? Friends of your parents, maybe friends that you went to high school with. And maybe some of you are saying, I haven't talked to them in 20 years. I'll tell you what, you're going to want to talk to them, and I'll explain why in a minute. So you guys, right now, I want you writing names down. Every name that comes to your head, I want you to write down of people maybe you haven't talked to or people you know you need to follow up with. Write these names down. I want you to think of this. Write this name down. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're 30 miles from home. You have a flat tire, and you forgot the jack. The jack's not in the car. Who are you going to call? Write that person's name down right now. If you haven't shared this information with you, you should. Think about people you go to people that work at the bank, people that maybe are at the Chamber of Commerce or dentists. You know, it's hard to get stuff out when you're at the dentist because your mouth is wide open, right? So maybe some dentists you know, or who do you like to volunteer with? Maybe different people in your church that you really get along with that you want to share this information with. Maybe mortgage lenders. Maybe you love pizza and there's a certain delivery guy or gal that comes to your house on a regular basis. You're going to want to hit them up. There should be no reason you should prejudge anyone on your list. If you think they're broke or you think they're successful or you think they're rich, I don't care. Write their name down. I'll give you guys a quick just tangent, which is I sent a survey, a money survey to an individual that I know that is very successful. The house that he just built has a basketball court inside their house. When I got his survey back about finance, I was blown away that he was not happy with what he was doing and that he was looking to make extra income. Mind blowing, you guys. And this is something that literally they have an indoor basketball court in their house. So I highly recommend do not prejudge anybody. Extended family. Who do you know that's extended family you haven't talked to? I remember Carrie in this business, she always said your family's your hot market. They either join you or burn you. There's no middle ground. And that is true probably for most of us. Have you talked to your mom, your dad? Have you talked to your best friend? The kid that you went and played tag with in the neighborhood? Have you talked to former teachers? There's just so many people. Your electrician. Who's the last person you bought your house from? And if you recently bought one, they owe you, right? Tell them, call them up, and we'll talk about some invites on way you can get them informed about what we're doing in many different ways. But hopefully you guys are writing names down. So what I'd love to have in the comments is I'd love to see how many people you wrote down. Just write down, 9. I wrote down 9 names, 10, 20. Okay. How many people did you talk to? Once you have their names down, what I want you to do is then continue to add more information to be able to get a hold of them. If you have their phone number, great. If you have their email, great. If you are friends on Facebook, or maybe you're not, or Instagram or whatever it is, become friends with them on those different social media resources. So make sure you continue to add to that. So I can't see right now how many numbers, but I'll jump off the screen here in a minute and take a look. But I'd love to see how many people you've added to your list right now, because it's super important to add to your database every single day. So hopefully right now, I don't want you to deceive any thought that's came to your head, because I'll tell you what, it comes from the big man upstairs, in my opinion, and it's there for a reason. People are begging, people are praying, and people need something, because there's a lot of people I know that said, hey, you know what? I was actually on my knees praying for something, and then you sent me a text. Or, hey, you know what? My day and my week or my year has just been in the dumps, and I got a message from you, or I got a voicemail from you, or you called me out of the blue. So you guys, you know what I do all the time, you don't have to do this. It's what I do, and it works. When a name pops in my head, as long as it's not like 2 a.m, which happens also, I actually just call them and say, hey, what's going on? Or shoot them a quick message. Hey, I know this sounds weird, but I was thinking about you. Just want to see how life's going, how things are going. So just create that database. Even if you haven't talked to them for a long time, that's okay. They haven't reached out to call you. So why don't you reach out and bring that relationship back together that you once had, okay? So just something I'd love to be able to see what you guys are adding to your databases. Let me give you guys a real life example that I shared last month in the training. What happened? Here's a real life example of me inviting my best friend to take a look at this business. Okay, I invited my friend to take a look at this business, and and his name is Justin. He's a pro 2 in the business. Okay, when I invited him to go to lunch and said I want to show him something about a business. And I said, bring a friend. Probably the best thing I ever said. He brought a friend, more of an acquaintance of mine, Tyson Paget. Tyson Paget, this is all from my best friend. And I've heard in trainings all over the world, you guys say, you know what, I want to get going and then I'll talk to my friends. Well, you know what? The very first person I called was my friend, my best friend since we were little. Okay. And that turned into this. It turned into Justin, into Tyson. Tyson called his mom and dad, Cindy and Zach Paget. They're pro 8s now. Zach called his golf buddy, Bob, and Bob and Sharon are pro 8s. Bob and Sharon called a friend of theirs that they coached their son, this guy's son, David Mata, and said, hey, we want to show you something. They're pro 8s. David Mata called old business partners of his, Dan and Sarah Sudis. They became pro 8. I'll tell you what, when David called Dan and Sarah, it's absolutely, I remember this to a T. He actually didn't call them when I was there. We actually just showed up at their house, and their initial response was this. David said, hey, I want to show you this business I'm a part of. Dan looked at him and said, I don't want anything to do with it. That was his response, and he was dead serious. Okay? They are now pro 8s. Dan and Sarah called Kai and Greg. They became pro 8s. There's a bunch of people in between, and then out of nowhere comes Brody and Kim Kobensky, pro 8s. This is all from inviting my best friend. So I'll tell you what, if you've been hesitant, it's okay. They may tell you no and never join you. But this is what happened to me when I invited my best friend. So I highly recommend you to write down all those friends that you've been afraid to contact, or you think that they're going to judge you for doing network marketing or something. Call them up now, because look what this led to. This is one leg, you guys. And there's a ton of amazing leaders that are on this list. But this is just a quick jump to the elite ranks that all came from inviting my best friend. So we're going to jump into a couple more things here. We're going to talk into I saw a lot of messages talking about, well, what can I do to invite? How can I pique their interest, right? So let's talk about some different ways. I'm going to focus and zoom up here so you guys can all see it better, hopefully. But let's first talk about money. Here's some great invites. And again, if you want to write these things down, great. If you miss some of it, no big deal. We're going to post this on LV CEO resources so you have it. Money. So talking about financial things. One of my favorite invites ever is, hey, I found a way that we can make some extra money. Are you interested? Think of that question. I found a way that we can make some money, some extra money. Are you interested? We is a key sentence, because if you're brand new and you haven't made money and they say, well, how much are you making? Very simple. Hey, listen, I just am getting started. That's why I think it's something we can do together. Or, hey, it's something I think we can do. And they say, how's it going? And you're saying, hey, I'm making an extra $500 a month, whatever it may be. Okay. So that's a question that is really hard for people to say no to. Another great invite. Hey, if I could show you a way to make some extra income, would you take a look? So this goes down to the if I would you. Okay. No, the third one, when it comes to making extra money, do you keep your options open? I don't see too many people saying, no, absolutely not. I have no desire to ever make any extra money. Okay. The fourth one, hey, are you open to a side gig, side hustle? I heard an older lady the other day talk about side hustles. And I was like, what did you just say? That is awesome. Even the retirees, things like that, I heard it right out of her mouth say side hustle. So, hey, are you open to a side gig or a side hustle making extra money? $1 million phrase that people taught me, like Seth, many, many, many years ago. One of the $1 million phrases I call is if I would you, because it's a double commitment. If you're willing to do something, if I'm willing to do something, are you willing to do something? If I'm willing to send you this video, if I'm going to send you a 1-minute survey, go down a couple more. If I send you a 1-minute survey and a 5-minute video on making extra income, would you take a look? And what Bruno said, I absolutely do not send them together. I do one at a time. I send the survey first, get the results, then send the 5-minute video. Okay. So here's a great invite. Hey, listen, we've been chatting for a long time. or, hey, I haven't seen you forever. I'm super excited about a business I'm in. If I sent you a 1-minute survey about money or making money and a 5-minute video on teaching you how to make extra income, would you take a look? Just think about how easy that is, you guys. If I, would you? So that's all of my invites are that in everything I do in this business. I'm always asking, if I do something, will you do something? If I send you this, will you fill it out? If I send you this video, will you take a look? So if I, would you, get that into your vocabulary on a regular basis. Okay, let's talk about health. They're almost identical for me. Okay, these are just a couple ways. Hey, I found a way that we can take better care of our health. Are you interested? Nope. I don't see too many people saying no. And if they say no to either one of those, health or the money, then I would instantly refer to the opposite. Hey, listen, you have no interest in your health? Hey, listen, I found a way we can make some extra money. Would you like to take a look? Okay. If I could show you a way to better your health, would you take a look? When it comes to taking care of your health, do you keep your options open? You can fill those invites in very simply. If I was to send you a 1-minute video, a 1-minute survey on biohacking your health and a 5-minute video, would you take a look? If I sent you a video that helps explain this, would you take a look? And those aren't perfect, and nowhere should somebody just read a script, in my opinion. You can look at a script. Even Bruna looked at those scripts, but I bet you she put some of her own words into it. So the script gives you a great outline. Use that. If you can read it and make it sound not like a telemarketer and you can read it, then use it. But I think you should take a script, look at it, and I'm sure just make it your own in one way or the other. But those are some great invites or ways to pique people's interest to then get them the information. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. Let's jump through here and let's talk about different ways that you can invite and pique. One, the CEOPro app, which we've talked about. Okay, that is absolutely by far one of the most mind-blowing ways that we've been able to do it now. This is not a new idea of the week. This is something that's here that is helping people build their business every single day. This is something that, I mean, I'll tell you what, it's just changing the way we do business. Here's a screen on your guys' left-hand side. You'll see a picture of actually the peaking process and the options you can do. And in our trainings, we'll talk to you about this, but all you do is click on those squares. Very self-explanatory once you see the training. You can also pique people's interest. And Michael and Bruno were talking about this, was the ATM method, adding, tagging, and messaging people on social media. You want to add them to a health group or a business group. The good old ABC video, that still works. It's in the app. And there's tons of information you can send people in the app. And one of the key things about the app that we absolutely love and why so many people are loving it is when I send you, let's say, for instance, you see that biohacking survey. If I send you that survey, the second you're done filling it out, it gives me the results on my phone. I send you that video, the biohacking video. I send you the video. When you're done, there's a little delay in that because it's getting the information back. It'll tell me exactly how much of that video you watched. And that goes both with the money survey and the money video also. You can pique people's interest on Zoom webinars. There could be guests on here tonight because we would love to have guests here because nothing we do is we're hiding anything. We want people to see the exact way we do business. And most importantly, that you're personable, okay? In person, nothing replaces an in-person meeting when you're talking about being personal, okay? But everybody's life is so busy, the app has created just a great way to kind of add on to that. But I absolutely, people that I work with, I love sitting down and having lunch with them, love meeting them at the big events, things like that. That absolutely, for me, seals the deal when I get to shake your hand, give you a big hug, and go from there. So piquing people's interest, there's many ways to do it. But most important is it's easy to do it now. Let's talk about presenting. You guys, in the app, from an app standpoint, there's an overview. It's always going to be about 20 to 30 minutes, and it's going to be a presentation on what we do. The same thing you would see on a Zoom or webinar, but if you don't have something that's going on live or you don't have one you can share, it's right there. You can send instantly. They've taken a look at the app, or let's say they've taken a look at the survey, they've taken a look at the biohacking your health, they've taken a look at making money video, which these are all corporate videos. They've taken a look at all these things, and they're hot, right? They're seeing a lot of stuff. For me, I want to get them the presentation right then. Hey, listen, I'm glad you've looked at all these different things. Take a look at this. This is going to explain in a little more detail exactly what we're doing. You can have presenting. You can give them this information on Zoom or YouTube, home meetings, coffee shop, hotels. And again, remember this, third-party validation is key, okay? But remember this, third-party, to me, can be a person or a tool validating what you're doing. So it's absolutely just an amazing way to do this. But it just gives you easy and simple ways to present this information using the app, or you can jump on YouTube and get some of these recorded opportunity videos and just send them out. No different. Most importantly is you're getting the information in their lap when they're interested. Let's talk about follow-up, okay? What did you like best about what you saw? What did you like best about what you heard? Or if you're in the app, you see that they're looking at information because it shows you everything they look at. Send them another tool. Hey, listen, I know you've been really taking a look around and you looked at this, this, and this. You really ought to take a look at this. I think the biggest secret to the follow-up is just following up. It's not necessarily the information you're following up with. It's actually just doing the action of following up. So probably $1 million phrase, a golden nugget would be the biggest secret to the follow-up is following up. So you have to do it no matter what. Let's give you some quick stats. We've shared a lot over the years, over the last 11 years. 48% of people follow up only one time. 24% of people follow up 2 times. 14% of people follow up 3 times. 12% of people follow up 4 times. 6% of people follow up 5 times. Here's the thing. Over 60% of the sales or closes that are done are on the 5th or more follow-up. So super important to actually be following up. And then after you've followed up, at some point, right, you got to close the deal, or at least you got to ask for it. So let's give you guys some great examples. All of these examples you do not need to write down if you're using the app. These are all the closes in the close section of the app. So Kelly is actually my cousin. So I pulled her off. I've been sharing some information with her. But here's a close. Do you see a place for yourself here building something together? Kelly, hey, I'm starting a powerful health transformation group by helping people start their biohacking journey. Are you with me? Kelly, when do you want to start making money? Never. They're not going to say never to that, right? Kelly, based on what you've seen, is there value I can bring to your life right now? Kelly, hey, I'm starting a powerful mentoring group to help a few people get to Pro 2 in the first 30 days, Pro 3 in the first 90 days. Pro 2's average, Pro 3's average. Gives the averages. Kelly, you ready to start today and get your product on the way? These are all closes after they've seen a lot of the information. Why not ask them to get started? So many people will continue just to pound and pound more information down their throat, where really they're actually ready to get started. You just haven't asked them. And a lot of people do need to be asked to get started. So again, all these closes are in the app, or again, LB CEO resources. I'll post them there. So just a great way to kind of close and get things going. Here's a couple other closes for you. How do you see yourself getting involved as a customer or distributor? That's a great question, because guess what? Most importantly, when you ask that question, listen. Okay, God gave us 1 mouth and 2 ears for a reason, and I believe it's to listen more than we talk. So when you ask a question, listen. Another great question. What other information do you need before you get started? I think those are absolutely great ways to close. That is just asking them, what information do you need? You've seen a lot. You seem very interested. Is there anything else you need to get started? Or how do you see yourself getting involved as a customer or distributor? Just great ways to get going. This is a close that I absolutely love right here, you guys, is kind of what we call the lifeline options with a 40 to 50 plan. You can have the traditional plan where you go from point 0 to 20 years and you're learning. For the next 40 to 50 years, you're going to earn. And then whatever's at the end there is the years you're going to live. Okay? That's their traditional plan. We go to work, we get a job, we work 40 to 50 hours a week for 40 to 50 years of our life, to retire on 40 to 50% of the income. To retire on 40 to 50% of the income we really couldn't live on before. in most cases. Okay, so with LifeVantage, I believe this. Same thing happens. You're born, you're going to learn, you're going to go to school. But most importantly, those first 5-10 years, you have an opportunity to earn and learn at the same time. And then you get to determine how fast you want to earn and learn. And then you get to determine how long and how you want to live your life. So how do you see yourself getting involved? Or how do you see yourself in life? Do you just plan on working for the next 40 to 50 years? Or would you like to actually have some extra options? Maybe LifeVantage could be a plan B for you, just to help you go on that extra vacation you've always wanted to go on, or go on that vacation you haven't been able to take for a long time. So think of this as just a great way to close, is showing this. Okay, this is traditionally what we're going to do. Is that what you plan on doing? Is maybe at the last 10 years of your life, you're going to go travel? I think most of us would rather travel at our younger years. Okay, so this just is a great way. How do you see yourself getting involved? Or how do you see yourself working for the next 40 to 50 years? The traditional way, or would you keep your options open? Okay, just another great way to close. But I'll tell you guys this, something I've always learned over the years, and I learned from a very wise man, was this. You get paid a lot more for a transformation than you will a transaction. Let me say that again. You get paid a lot more for a transformation than you ever will a transaction. As we go throughout this business, as we do things each and every day in our business, you are helping people. When you get to that point and your belief level is so high that you know you have a gift, because I believe each and every one of us has a gift to help people, you got to share it. You got to give that information. That's how somebody like North goes from literally over 2 years, grows from 183 to 320 something $1,000 in 1 month. That didn't happen overnight. That happened because, like he said, being simple, committed, consistent, and being an influencer. You guys remember, we're out there transforming lives each and every day of our life, and it's your choice. Because I know there's people that need this from a health standpoint. They really need a break in their health. That's exactly why North, you heard North, it's exactly why he got involved. He was researching Nerf 2. He did his research, and he knew what he had his hands on when he saw this, okay? He'd been looked at, he said, for 5 years, and then for the last 2 years, he's been involved. So he's been done a lot of research on it. There's people every day trying to figure out, how are we going to pay the house payment next month? We just don't see how it's going to happen. So there's people every day praying for better health. There's people every day praying for better finances. And I got to tell you this, but you're an answer to a lot of their prayers, if you're willing to open your mouth, because people need what you have. People want what you have. They may not even seem like that at first, but once they get that information, my favorite thing to do is say, you know what, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, you said something and you changed our life forever. And that, you guys, is absolutely the key to what we're doing, is transforming people's life. So you guys hear from the live CEO Global Training number 2. I want to say thank you for each and every one of you guys jumping on with us, jumping on this call with us, or this Zoom. I want to thank Laura for jumping in and heading this thing up for us. I want to thank Seth for doing all that he's done also with us. We do a lot of work behind the scenes to make this great for you guys. And again, we will continue to get better and better. But most importantly, I love what North said. He said 2 different things of 3 steps, but one of them was be simple, be committed, and be consistent. And with that, you guys, that is a complete wrap of the number 2 CEO Global Training. And I thank you guys so much for your time. And we will post this so you'll be able to share this with your friends and business associates to be able to get involved. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys, and have a wonderful evening.